Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Global Coaching Call, sponsored by Hearts and Minds, empowered by the Focus 5. I am your host, Cory, and I am excited to present or introduce Miss Mary Grace Rennard. And tennis player, UNC, awesome. She has a great dresser behind her. It's not it's not Pure One Imports. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm actually excited about this. You're kind of our first female guest, kind of. We had a college coach. I have a few on deck in the future, but it's been way too much testosterone here, so we got to get something better.
I love it.
Yeah, way too much. So we're having our first little winter here. Is it cold where you're at?
It's actually 18 degrees, so yes, and it feels like -5.
Oh, that hurts.
Lots of wind. Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I went shopping for winter clothes for our 2 weeks of winter we're gonna have here, and I spent about $800 on winter clothes that I'm probably gonna wear maybe 3 times. It's awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, this weather would make me want to move to Texas though. Not cool.
Man, I do like it out here. I'm a big fan of seasons. I'm from more the Dallas area where we get like kind of a full winter. We get the hot, the fall. Houston, it's just kind of a hit or miss, man. Like we get like some winters will have some cold winter for a couple of months. I think last year we had maybe a couple of weeks of winter. So far we haven't had anything. It's the first time I would say that it's really actually getting cold. And it's
How cold is cold to you?
so cold is where you're at to me. So like I said, up north we get freezes. Like right now here it's like 40, maybe 30. It's supposed to get 30 tomorrow, where everybody's gonna freak out like we're in Alaska. So yeah. So where I'm from up north, we get freezing rain and we get like zeros and tens. So but to me, anything below 40 is cold. I can't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have
Really.
to be in it anymore. So when I was playing ball, I was a little more tough. Now I'm a softie. I can't do it. How do you do it in the cold? Because you got to like, how do you guys, do you play in cold weather a lot? I'm sure you're playing
Yeah,
now.
well, in junior tennis, we played like when it was freezing. That's like yeah, I feel like I have PTSD from like the 6 a.m. hits before our 8 a.m. matches, and it was like 30 degrees. But in college, they have like a rule that you have to go indoors if
Okay.
it's under 50 degrees. So it's not bad. So,
That's cheating.
right?
Well, I was just curious because I know, like, I don't know if you guys have to play the game outside or inside. I know they have clay and all these different, I guess,
Yes.
venues to play, but I was just curious because I'm like thinking to myself, in baseball, most of our games are outside. We do have places that have domes if you're fortunate, but it's either you play or you don't. And more times than not, unless it's just raining really hard, you're gonna wear it. And so you guys don't have as much clothes as we have on, and yeah,
No.
it's not it, man.
Yeah. Well, we have so we only play on hard courts in college, and then we have like an indoor season from like January to February, and then it goes outdoor. And by that time, it you shouldn't get pushed indoors unless it's like raining. I guess it depends on what school, but at least for North Carolina.
So that is a beautiful campus.
Yes, I love it.
It's a beautiful. We had to go there a couple years ago to play a travel ball event for Team USA.
At the
And
Bosch,
say it again.
like at the stadium.
So we played at that stadium. Yes. So our first game was there. So that was kind of a overflow stadium, which was awesome because I was glad because I'd never been there. So I guess it's like a Team USA facility out there, but some of the games were played at that stadium. And it was really nice. I was just kind of driving by some of the campuses, not just that we went to a couple of different campuses, but I'm kind of from more of the Dallas area, Abilene, where you don't see many trees. So like you get to go out there and you see trees and it smells like nature, it smells like trees, and you get these
Yes,
historical houses and buildings. And these kids are like, holy crap, this is
the bricks.
awesome. Yeah,
Yes,
it doesn't look for real. It looks like something you see on TV, which that's the only time I've seen it. But it's nice. It's a
yes.
beautiful campus.
Gotten prettier and prettier like the longer I've been
Yeah.
like at so it's definitely grown on me.
Well, I'm super outdoorsy. I like being outside. I like animals. I'm kind of the people call me the animal whisperer. So I do have a bird that can ride a skateboard.
Wow. What kind of bird is this? That is insane.
Good question. I don't know. It's I think it's a cockatiel or something. Some form of parrot smaller. I'm gonna sing in the video,
Is
but it's a bird that can ride a skateboard. So I've been teaching this bird to do things, and That's his latest venture. So we're working
Wow.
on it.
Impressive.
So how long have you been playing tennis?
I started playing, I would say when I was, like, 2, like, my parents, like, gave me a racket when I was 2, and then
Okay.
I started doing, like, private lessons when I was, like, 5, 4 or 5, and clinics. I remember actually crying on my way to, like, my first clinic, and my mom was like I don't know, she obviously made me go, but I'm so glad she did because, I wouldn't have, like, fallen in love with playing tennis.
Did they play like upper level tennis, or they just play for fun or something like that?
My dad did not play tennis, my dad played basketball, and then my mom grew up playing tennis. Her side of the family, like, my grandfather played at Davidson, and then some of my aunts and uncles played, in college, but my mom had the opportunity to, and she did not, but that's kind of where the whole, like, tennis thing I have older siblings, and, yeah, they all were into baseball and
Yeah.
basketball. Try and play tennis after hitting the baseball and it'd go over the fence, so tennis is not for them.
Is that the only sport you play is tennis, or did you like try anything else out?
No, I played basketball until, like, 6th grade, I danced, and then, I, like, swam year-round for a while, but comparatively to tennis, swimming felt really boring to me.
Well, those are like
Even
three random sports.
Mhm.
Like they don't
Yeah,
even.
it
That's like
is.
yeah, three
We
random
don't
sports.
yeah, I know, I think yeah, my parents were like, "It's good to play lots of different sports so you don't get
Yeah.
hurt." I still did.
Why didn't you like basketball?
I did like basketball, but my dad was like, "Well, if you wanna play in college, you probably won't be, like, tall enough." And then I liked tennis more, and then I know it's, like, common for girls to, like, tear their ACLs as it gets rougher.
Girls basketball is treacherous. It is one of the most. It's like watching WCW wrestling. You guys. So I get the. I don't even know if it's fortunate, but I get the opportunity to coach softball girls a lot, and
Oh, goodness.
some of the stories I get, it's funny, but y'all are mega aggressive, really, really competitive. I hear about all these fights, and I've watched a lot of girls basketball. I'm not talking about just softball and basketball, but like a lot of scrapping going on. It's very scrappy.
Yes. Yes.
I don't get it. Why are y'all so competitive?
I know, I felt like I got beat up whenever I would play games, so
Yeah,
but I did really like it. I liked the team, but
yeah,
the reason I chose tennis was definitely because I enjoyed having to like, if I lost a match or if I lost a game, like, it had to do with me and not
yeah.
my team. So
That's kind of my favorite thing. Like one of my favorite sports is golf.
mhm.
Now, I've always had some kind of connection to tennis because my father, who was a professional football player, he liked tennis for some reason. Never made any sense to me because he's a big guy. But he would always tell me when I was a little kid, like, man, I really just wish I would have played tennis. And we would go to the courts every now and again, hit balls, hit around. And I have no clue how to play, and I still want to learn. But I'm a ping pong specialist. But I've always watched tennis coming up. I respect it. But golf and tennis, to me, I love it because it's a sport where, to me, you do get immediately rewarded if you're good. And you can't
Mm,
really blame on anybody but yourself.
mhm,
Like baseball, and I love the sport. I hate the business of it, but I know many players that I would say had the opportunity to be really good at something and play long
mm,
in that sport, but just because maybe the politics of it, the numbers, injuries, things like that, they go and have great seasons, but they don't get that opportunity. But I think tennis, especially for you guys, like if you go out there and put the effort into it, you have a chance to have a pretty good career and things that happen afterwards.
mhm. Yeah, for sure. And even it's so different of, like, if you're having a bad night in basketball, like, you have a team to kind of cover it up, whereas, like, if you are playing off or playing at 80%, like, yeah, it just you have nobody to blame, which makes it tough, but also I think
Yeah.
it's rewarding too.
So how do you do that? I mean, obviously you have parents, and you have, I was talking to a tennis player last week, and he was saying kind of the same thing because he plays pro tennis and obviously college, and he was saying that that's the best thing he does like about being in college is that he still has a team versus
Yes.
having to travel by yourself. So how do you? I don't know, man. Like because it is a. How do you do it during game when things aren't going great?
Yeah, it's I think when you, like, talk to people who are professional, they're like, the tour can feel really, really lonely.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yes, and yeah, it's a challenge not to get burned out. I think I don't know, I love junior tennis because I knew so many people, and so tournaments were a lot of fun. I was, like, focused on my match, and then I could also, yeah, meet people from around the country. I think that yeah, in college, it's so cool to be playing for something bigger than yourself, but I also realized that I think that I would yeah, I think I would struggle if I was not surrounded by a lot of people, if I was, like, traveling and on the road, every weekend. I don't know if that really answers your question.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'd deal with it when
yeah,
I go pro, but junior tennis, like, I had my parents, like, I had
yeah.
coaches that would travel. My sister plays tennis, she's playing at Wake Forest this year,
Really?
and so we kind of yeah, I mean, sometimes our age groups were at different locations, but I a lot of times had her to travel with, and that I mean, that made us a lot closer, and it also made it a lot less lonely.
So are you
Yeah.
guys competitive during the holidays, like when y'all come home and stuff like that? Is it let's go get it done or what's up? Like how y'all do it?
Yes, yes. It used to be bad. We used to, like, not be able to hit at all, and my dad would just be like, "I'm gonna pull both of y'all off the court," and now we're a little bit more mature and just like, "Okay." But she yeah, she definitely pushes me and challenges me, and she's a lot like, the margin between us is so much smaller than it used to be.
Yeah,
So when people would compare us, like, when I was 14, I was like, "I can't even believe you would ask who's better." Like, of
yeah,
course, I'm better. And now I'm like, "Wow," like, I mean, she almost played US Open, like, she, is very, very good.
yeah.
So, I'm more not so much, like, upset that she's almost as good or, like, as good or better, but now it's yeah, I'm really, like, yeah, proud of her and happy that we've been able to, like, do this together. So,
Do y'all keep in contact like during the season a lot? Like during school
yeah,
and stuff? Yeah.
yeah, she'll come and visit me, and
Yeah,
stay
how
with
far are you
me
guys apart?
2 years.
No, well, distance, like as far as like visiting. Yeah.
Nashville is about 3.5 hours, so
Yeah.
it's not terrible, so it's easy for her. I guess she plays so many tournaments that she's, I guess, only visited me, like, once in the last year and a half, but we'll call, we'll text, I'm close to my family, so
That's good. Yeah, me and during the holidays, we didn't do it this year, but me and my brother, we'd pull out the old school like wiffle ball bats and do a home run derby, and it gets pretty competitive.
my lord.
Yeah, it used to be a big thing, man. Like I promise I couldn't wait to get home to do it. Now I'm like, man, I don't know, and even like the younger kids that would come out there, like our nephews and stuff and nieces that would come out there, like they're getting older now, so they don't want to do it, but every now and again, I'll still raise some of them and things like that. And I'm paying the price for it still. Now my legs hurting from
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
my
but
hamstrings.
I'm struggling right now because we had a huh?
Oh, wait, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, go ahead. Do y'all do a football game for Thanksgiving? Is that like a
No.
family thing?
So my girlfriend's her sons do. They go
Okay.
out there. Yes, they play a football game. They get out there. It gets a little rowdy. They're getting older. And the younger one now is getting to where he can kind of hold his own. He's probably the better one out of all of them because he plays high school football. The other one's a little older. But yeah, we don't do much football. I've never been. I guess I don't know. Maybe because my dad played football. I've just always been a baseball guy. But I just think that it. We used to do baseball home run derby. Then we go to the basketball court and play basketball. And we do races in front of my grandmother's house. So somebody's getting hurt somewhere. But this is the first time I didn't race anybody in a long time. I'm kind of happy because I think I did. We played a golf tournament Friday for the organization that I train at, and I'm still struggling right now. My back is on fire. I told you I was 21 earlier, but definitely not feeling it right
Does. My roommate last year was a golfer, and so she would take me out to Findlay a lot, and that was awesome. I'm like, "Why didn't I grow up playing golf?"
now. Man, I love golf, man.
I know, I love it. I'm like, I love the sound I love how you like, the feeling of hitting the ball. I'm like, "This is"
I just think it's relaxing. I was telling you, but when we were off before we started, like we went out there to this place, really nice houses, all types of trees, and like there's deer over there. You got squirrels here. Like I like the nature of it. It's just really relaxing in my opinion. Even if you don't like, I can go out there and play okay. I can play terrible, but it's almost therapeutic. Like you
Yes.
get to see every now and again you might see an alligator, especially out here. But I just like going out there because of the nature part of it. I like being outside, so it is what it is.
A couple weeks ago, we did like a team bonding. Our coaches are, like, really close with the golf coaches for both, like, men and women, and so our team went out and, like, we did, like, putting and just, like, hit off the range, and that was awesome.
Why are you girls How are y'all? Y'all are so much better teammates than we are.
I don't know. I think our coaches do such a good job of like creating that because none of us, we all played individual growing up. And so
Yeah.
it's definitely hard to be like, oh, it's all about me and like what I need for my tennis versus now it's like looking outside of ourselves and being like, how can I be a selfless teammate?
One thing I do see, and I was going to ask you this, but like, I think the biggest detriment when it comes to women's sports is that all of y'all sports don't have a long, I guess, lifespan. Like softball is getting a little bit better now where they're starting to create leagues for people for girls outside of college. So like now you can kind of do something past college. Basketball is obviously that can play professional basketball. They have European leagues where they actually pay real money. Soccer and kind of, but I think because there's such a limited time to play that y'all value the team aspect a lot better than guys. Because I mean, like most of our sports, fortunately, but we can go past college and play. You got professional baseball, basketball, all these types of things. And with you guys, sometimes it sucks because like I love now they have this Love B volleyball thing where it's a great league. It's exciting where, you can go out and be a professional volleyball, player. And it's like, I hope it keeps growing. For you, the same thing, tennis, but it's an individual sport, so it kind of sucks.
Yes. So
But
you only get college for 4 years.
yeah,
Yes.
so it's like I feel like that has something to do with it because it is kind of limited time only. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I deal with volleyball players or I deal with softball players, that's the one thing I hear a lot of. You said it like the coaches create this environment to try to keep everything, I don't know, tight knit, everybody's copacetic, everybody's on the same page, and they do a really good job of it for the most part. I have yet to really see many female coaches where I'm like, this guy, she kind of sucks. I never seen that yet.
Yeah, yeah. I think too, our coach always talks about like it's the memories we make with the people, not necessarily just on the court. And like these people can be like your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be, but yeah, the relationships. I feel like he emphasizes more than the results. He cares about it, and he wins a lot. But I think it's been cool like to be a part of a program that, yeah, definitely like encourages that.
Good. Yeah. So you're a tennis player. You're out there in UNC. Many people. You got nature. You got guys, girls, parties. How do you balance yourself out?
It was hard freshman year because I'm like I say yes to everything. And going like into the summer after freshman year, it was like, wow, like I cannot say yes to everything because I just feel so incredibly like exhausted from the semester and all the things. Yeah, I think it's important to balance like having friends outside the team. I feel like I've created like a really big community outside of that, and that has been so helpful to like ground me when I don't need to talk about tennis
Yeah.
or going well. And yeah, I think our team definitely does a good job of like balancing still being a college student, and but it is a lot. The time commitment,
Mm-hmm.
like when I have people try and text me or call me, I'm like, I can't respond. Like I can call you like on the way to practice, but it is like, yeah, when I'm not playing tennis and doing school or I'm going to an event or I'm hanging with a friend.
That's kind of I have that conversation a lot because I train athletes, obviously girls and guys, and with hitting and mostly guys, and the biggest thing that I see with them is they have relationship problems like they're grown adults. I'm like, dude, you're like 15 years old, bro. But I'm like, we lose a lot of these kids at like 14 because they get their little taste of a girl, and all of a sudden it's this and this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's sad, and I'm like, I'm like Dr. Phil right now. I actually had this conversation today.
Your swing, but we're working on
Listen,
your heart.
I had a kid stop me in mid swing and be like, Coach, it's just what do I do? She said this. I said, dude, look, bro, it might just be your turn, dude. Just like
Move on to the next one.
she's not the only one. You're like 14 years old. I'm like, you have a chance to go play college ball. I gave him some advice that somebody told me, and I like girls. Like when I was playing professional ball, I never went to college. So I didn't have the college experience. I was drafted at 17. And
Wow.
so like, you give a 17-year-old some money and from a small city and I'm in these random cities and stuff. But I remember this guy's is about to be a Hall of Famer. But he goes, Cory, you know what, man? He goes, I need you to stay more focused. He goes, you can go out here with these little chicken head girls all the time. He goes, or you can get yourself where you want to be as a player. You can have your pick or whatever that might even respect you. And I said, dang, that's some great advice. Oh, I try to tell these boys, I'm like, because I mean, and I have the same, I actually have a lot deeper conversation with the girls because I feel like a lot of you guys have more peer pressure outside of the sport to keep up with other things because you guys have to manage the sport. And sometimes people don't take y'all sport seriously at a young age. But I've had many girls come to me about boy problems and girls like wanting you guys to, go drink and party. This is high school girls. And it just, my job sometimes tends to be almost like a therapist or psychiatrist because like we're dealing with swings and confidence and things like that. But, and I say it a lot, like I might be the only positive thing those kids get that week. So I come in there, I try to have some life. I let them talk to me, bounce things off of me and things like that. But, we lose a lot of players at 13 and 14 and 15 years old because they start getting into relationships and peer pressure outside of it. There's kids, smoking and drinking and things like that at 16, 17 years old. And I never did that. So, and I can definitely say that I never thought I came from a jacked up neighborhood with that, but to me that I saw that stuff and it wasn't cool. But I'm always curious how you guys balance it out. Cause I've never been to college, but I've had a lot of players that go to college. And I mean, I hear the stories and
it can be really bad. Yes.
know that you guys constantly have people tugging at you, telling you things, lying to you about certain things, trying to, there's always people that leech off of you guys. So I'm just like, do you have like an accountability partner? Like somebody that's like, hey, Mary, listen, I don't think you should do that.
Yes, but also like I think coming into college, I was reading this book. It's called like Made for This Moment. And it was just talking about like if you come to college and whether or not like you decide to drink or not, like you should know your why and you should have a yes or no. Because if I come in, I'm like, and so going into college of just being like, okay, this is why I'm not. And it's a no. And then why am I saying no? Is that because of, like your performance?
Yeah.
Not great if you do that, or like impacts on health, or is it faith, or is it whatever? And I'm like, okay, I need to know my why so that if I do get asked or like peer pressured, that I can be like, no, this is what I've decided to do. And that I feel like that was really important for me coming into school. And I still have people that keep me accountable. And like, yeah, I like feel like I try and surround myself with people that I like want to be like. But obviously, like that's not always the case when you're in athletics and stuff. So yeah, I would definitely say that I have people like holding me accountable. I also have my own like convictions on what I am gonna do and not gonna do.
I just like the word no. Like
and it's
it's
or
so
no.
powerful. Like I'm not, I'm definitely older now. So that word gets used a lot now for sure. But, I remember being a young guy getting drafted, going to go play ball. And you get to where you try to please everybody. Then you kind of realize like, man, hold up. Most of these people won't do the same thing for me. And it's just, it may not be something that's going to take me where I want to be. And I'm not watching what I'm doing that's going to help me get to where I got to go. And plus, sometimes the word no will kick the people out of your life that don't need to be there. Because some people are just there. Like a lot of times when you, I say, quote unquote, elevate yourself or try to do better, it's not that you necessarily lose friends, but people lose that idea of who they thought you were. And it's like, and then, you kind of get the bad people out of your life. So I kind of like that. Number one, it's cheaper that way. There's less people have to spend money on.
And I feel like you gain more respect when you are like stable, when you're not yes here, no here. And I also think like maybe the decisions you make right now that might bring like temporary satisfaction, like later on, is it like worth that saying yes now? Of like maybe it's not a big deal, but like if it's yes multiple times, it's like who I want to be when I'm 40 or 50. Like I still want to be making these decisions. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, you're right. And I think I know. So a lot of times we say yes for different reasons, and like we may not want to do it, but we all go through that phase of kind of wanting to go along to get along. Make everybody happy or just doing it because it's cool at the time. And I've gone the other way as I got farther in baseball, where when I kind of watch everybody kind of doing the same thing or riding the same wave, I'm like, but and because it's very rare that you follow the crowd, the crowd's going anywhere. And I tend to think when I start seeing everybody going this way, I'm like, maybe that's not the right way to go. And especially when you don't really see the fruits of his labor. Like when I was playing, you had a bunch of dudes. We had this pack of dudes. We all go out. We go to the club and the bar, and it's like every, 3-4 nights a week. And it's like, man, I've already spent $500. Nothing to show for it, and if you want to call it fun, but, and then you're tired. Maybe you're playing like crap, or, some people are just doing it because they know their time's limited anyway. But I just tend, I tell all my players, kind of watch what everybody else is doing. And maybe that might not be where you need to go, because there's a reason why you're where you're at right now. And it might be because you're doing other things that people won't do. Is what it is.
That's so good. Yep. Yeah, I know. And also, my coach always talks about with even practicing and working hard is if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everybody would do it.
Sacrifice, the saying no to certain things, it is going to be worth it if that's your goal and that's what you
gotta love it though. You have to, to get to where you are, and professional athletes and people that aspire to be professional, you kind of have to love the grind. You have to love sometimes getting uncomfortable or testing what you can and or can't do. And because if not, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
It's just not, man. It's just what
I was gonna say, when you wake up and feel like you don't want to do
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get up tomorrow, right? And I got to go to an appointment. Then I got to go to the gym. I already know right now I don't want to get up because it's 30 degrees right now. But I'm gonna have to go to this gym because I'm 21, and I got to stay 21. You have to love the grind, because it's not for everybody. It's very rare that I've met many people that don't like the grind that make it pretty far, and I think that that's the biggest separator that I'm seeing right now, just with 2020 going forward. I feel like it's those people that are showing up every day, regardless of how they feel, versus what they need to do, and hopefully whatever vision they have to get them where they're trying to go and what they see. It's like you waking up at 8 a.m. going to play a cold game in 18-degree weather. That ain't it.
Yes.
Not it at all. How do you, for me, I used to struggle with this, and I'm curious for you, but how do you separate you being a tennis player from being a friend, being a daughter, being a sister, being a student, and all these things? Because you're clearly very good and people know that. And so there's obviously extra attention because you're very good. And so how do you separate yourself from all those, I guess, hats that you have to wear as a person?
I don't know. I feel like when I step off the tennis court and I'm with my friends that maybe are non-athletes and stuff, I don't know. I've gotten a lot that they're like, I don't even feel like you seem any different, or they forget that I'm a tennis player. And I honestly love to hear that, because it's not who I am.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, I love that. Yeah, that's not why. Also, that's not, I mean, they wouldn't be, that's not why they're friends with me, but just that they're seeing the Mary Grace behind.
Yeah.
And when they've come and watched me, they're like, wait, it's so weird to see you so zoned in and locked. That's so not what I would expect, because I don't know if I'm more of a go with the flow, laid back. And so it's been fun to hear, those views on it. But I would just say that my identity is rooted in my faith. And so no matter what circumstance or what area I go into, I already I know who I am. And so I don't need to change, or I feel put different hats on, even if my circumstances change. I feel like I still act the same with my teammates in the locker room than I do with other friends or my family. So that's been really freeing, just to be okay, this is me for every day. Does that answer your question?
No, that's perfect. I was say it almost got me where I wanted to go, because I've asked this, I've had a bunch of podcasts. I've had one guy's a Hall of Famer, one guy was MVP 2017 for the Blue Jays, another guy was a Super Bowl hero, friend of mine went to school. All these people that I've interviewed over the past few months, they're very accomplished, but you all said the same thing. And basically you're I'm not trying to assimilate with everybody else, but it's basically being genuine with yourself is what I've
Mhm.
heard a lot of. And again, that you have to have one of the things I think is most important as a person in general is having some realistic like self view of yourself, like being able to really be objective about who you are as a person and what you do and self realization. Because sometimes I don't think that we as people are being realistic about maybe our own behavior and things that we're doing, or, you know, whether we're overweight. Sometimes we just see things that aren't there. But
Mm,
I know being an athlete, you know, that it can be tough being around people that are not doing the same thing you're doing. And
mhm.
if you have some real friends, they can understand why maybe you don't want to go here because you have practice, or maybe you don't want to go here because you're trying to be ready for the tournament. And, you know, most friends wouldn't want you to mess up that opportunity anyway in the first place.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, that
No,
be
I agree, and I think, like, even coming to college, like, some of the friends that I've made, I'm like, "Wow, I'm, like, so blessed to have these people just, like, um yeah, they're, like, to listen or to encourage me or to be like, "Wow, like, yeah, you have a match, like, go to bed." So, even if they're not in the same, like, grind athletically, like, they aren't here for that, like, UNC is still a hard school, like, they got in because of X, Y, and Z that they showed in high school, and, like, maybe that's, like, school or, like, other extracurricular things, but they're all I don't know, a lot of all my friends are very driven, and it might not be with tennis, but that is helpful to surround myself. Sometimes I'm like, "Wow, y'all are incredible people," and, yeah, I think that is so important to surround yourself with people that make you want to be better and challenge you and don't and aren't always, like, agreeing with you, like,
I
yeah,
hate
just
agreeable people.
yes, I want you to show me a different perspective and let me yeah, let
Hate
me
man, I hate agreeable people. Like I can't stand it. Like, tell me you don't agree and I'm okay with it. But
you want me to
well, just because I don't know. I coach with a guy. To me, he's one of the most. I don't have many people I call. I have really good friends around me that I would say that I think are friends. You met
Mhm,
Trevor. I think Trevor's a good friend because if I'm doing something silly, Trevor will probably be like, you know what, that's probably not it. But I try my best to keep those types of people around me because I like to have fun. I don't, you know, we had a Christmas party last night. I was out of control. But I like to have people around me that are like, nah, I probably wouldn't do that, man, or that's probably
right,
dumb, right? You know, I like that because I know I can trust you. So
yes,
anytime going forward in the future, if you see me with somebody that I'm like, that's my friend, just know that that person is going to probably hold me accountable and things like that. Because I just can't. I don't want to be around somebody that'll let me be mediocre without saying something. Like
yes,
it's yeah. I can't stand agreeable. I just and I'm not agreeable.
and also, like, the truth is, like, loving, you know?
Yes.
Or let someone, like, walk down blindly without knowing what they're doing. I don't know. So, I think it's important to get, like, challenged and held accountable.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just, you have to have, and I mean, going, you know, doing what you're doing, you have to have somebody's going that might be like, maybe it's time for you to go home and get
Mhm.
ready for that match tomorrow, or maybe you've done too much this week. You might want to go hit those books a little bit. I think it's,
You might need to rest,
yeah, you
yes.
might need to rest. Yeah, I went home at 9 o'clock last night. I had to rest. I had, I had an accountability partner last night because this, yeah, it was awesome.
That's
So, what is I didn't ask you this, but what is your schedule normally like? 'Cause I don't know how tennis seasons work. Baseball, we have a season. I think we play 162
Lord,
games.
so many games.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I lived in a dorm with all of, like, the freshman baseball people,
Oh
and
my
I did not
God.
see them spring
Sorry. I'm so
semester.
sorry. So, God, that's so bad.
Anyways, but yeah, our schedule is pretty crazy. I feel like I have class from like either 8 or 9 to yeah, like 12:30, 1:45. Then we have practice from 2 to 6 every day. And then we are individual in the fall, so it's like golf. And we still like represent our school, but we don't play like as a team. So they have like an individual NCAA singles and doubles, which one of my teammates just won. Shout out, crazy. And then in the spring, or I guess we have indoors January to February, so it's like winter indoor. And then in the spring it's outdoor. And we definitely don't play as many as y'all play. I feel like we probably play like 20. We traveled a lot last year. We went to California because now they're in the ACC, and then I we won't go to California. We'll go to Texas to play SMU, but we'll
I
have a lot
like
more home.
SMU. That's a great school.
You do? Okay, I've never been,
It's a great
so
campus.
I'm sure private.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in a really, really nice neighborhood. So you come, you can be like, man, these are it's really nice houses. It's not like you don't have trees. Like, well, it does have trees out there, like you neighborhood does, like that little neighborhood. It's a nice school though.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And then we won't go and play Syracuse, they'll come to us, so in Boston College.
Yeah, I was just curious. So, what are your odds on doing pro tennis?
Well, see, I feel like I have been injured, like, so much, and it was definitely, like, a dream that I've, like, had, but, yeah, just definitely taking it as it comes. I, like, tore a tendon in my wrist. I tore it to begin with, like, right after I committed, and then I retore it when I got to school last year, so I actually redshirted all freshman year, and I had wrist surgery, it was, like, almost a year ago, and then it's taken, like, 7 or 8 months, but that was definitely, yeah, a challenge because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to hit any backhands anymore, but, yeah, thankfully that I'm back from that, and then, yeah, just navigating,
Yeah,
yeah, what's in front of me, and even I mean, UNC is very competitive, and we have a lot of incredible players. We have Anna Fry coming in, I don't know if you know who that is.
I know the name for some reason. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she, like, she got famous on TikTok, or I mean,
I didn't see her on TikTok.
because of Brock Purdy, who was the NFL quarterback 2 years ago. So we have her coming in, she's incredible, but that, yeah, will be super sweet, and then we had a transfer, but yeah, lots of talent, so it's exciting.
So you mentioned some injuries. So like my career was filled with injuries. I lost a lot of money, a lot of time.
Mhm.
I The biggest problem to me was I was trying too much to play through the injuries versus taking time off. For me, um, I had one when I was 21 ish where they were like, you'll never play again. And I
Mhm.
remembered how I felt when I heard that because I was like, wow, I went from being this huge prospect. And if you go watch the movie, what's that movie called? Moneyball, I think it is. Like there's an area in that movie where I'm in the movie because I was a big prospect and teams were possibly going to trade for me to this guy that looked like he could play physically, but I couldn't do anything. And I went through like 2 years of rehab. And I know that for me, it was mentally taxing, maybe not as much as probably should have been because I didn't know any better. But
Mhm.
how did you deal with those mentally? Because I know it can be tough for a lot of you guys. You go to college, you have to deal with wondering what's going to happen next, and you have school, and am I going to lose my scholarship and things like that? Because I've seen it happen. But how did you deal with the injury stuff?
Yeah, I had, like, a similar thing when I had a stress fracture in I think it was right before high school, but it lasted, like, 3 years, and they told me they were like, "I don't think you'll ever be able to, like, play again," just because I, like, went to spine doctors and PTs and chiropractors, and they couldn't figure out how to help me play without pain. And so that was, yeah, I just felt like yeah, it was that, like, moment of, like, "Whoa, like, what? Like, this is what I do." I had that, and then I had, like, a knee thing, and then the wrist, and it's definitely for tennis, it is, like, it just feels like you're restarting, you're, like, relearning how to compete, and, like, so much of tennis is mental,
Hmm.
like golf, and so when you haven't been, like, competing in matches and stuff, then I feel like, yeah, you, like, lose a lot of that. I mean, Trevor has, like, helped me a lot with being able to, like, visualize and doing things if you're not able to compete, but I would say that that has been, like, the most draining thing of, like, I'm back, I finally am playing how I feel like I used to
Hmm.
play, and then I get hurt again, and then it's just, like, the constant, like, um, yeah, getting back, and I don't know what I think I still love tennis, and I feel like that's what keeps me, driven and coming back after, yeah, being I feel like I've probably been hurt, like, 3 plus years, since I was, like, 12, of just, like, not even being able to play, like, just
Yeah.
losing that. Um, yeah, but also, like, I think, um, all of those I mean, I'm sure when you were hurt, like, it just teaches you so much, and yeah, it makes you look outside of yourself.
Yes. My last few, like I think I was so young and ignorant that my first one, even though I wasn't supposed to play again, it didn't hit me as hard as it probably should have, as much as some of the ones that weren't as major late in my career, because I got older and I started learning more about life and things that were important, kids and wife or whatever at the time. And I had a fairly good support group around me. So I had, my parents at the time were really like, nobody was ever like, you need to quit. Nobody was ever, it was always keep pushing, do this,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a very good player when I was healthy. I just was never healthy. I think in 18, my first played 18, 19 years of ball from 1997. And I think started in 1997. My first full year was 2000. Yeah. So that's a long time of almost rehab every year, some sort of something every year, disabled list. And so, which, is a testament to me being able to be a good player, because people are like, yeah, keep coming back and play just in case you're healthy. But but like when I got older, it was like, okay, I had to look outside of baseball and like, okay, well, not that I'm going to be done now, but what am I good at? Like trying to find value somewhere else, maybe be able to put that value somewhere else. Cause I think aligned myself with being a baseball player too much
Yes.
as far as my identity at times. And
Mhm.
I knew I had other talents, but I didn't have the avenue to go. I didn't see the avenue for those other talents. It was like, I got to make baseball. I got to have baseball. I got to have baseball. And then when I
Mhm.
got a little older, I was like, you know what? I mean, worst case there, I can be a coach, but I'm like, I saw myself. I learned that I was more than just baseball, more than just that, and I had more values than just I want to hit a home run. Like I was like, okay, well, I want a family, I want a wife, I want this, and I want that. And so that kind of
Mhm.
overshadowed some of the things that were on the field.
Mhm.
Like I told you, it might be
Mhm.
therapy today. So this is therapy.
Yeah. No, and even, I remember somebody asking me, like, freshman year, like, if tennis was taken away from you completely, like, who would you be and, like, would that be okay? And, like, at this point now, if it was, like, obviously, I, like, wouldn't wish that, but, um, I could say that I would be, and that I couldn't say, like, probably, like, a few years ago.
Mhm.
Um, so, yeah, I totally relate to, yeah, all the things.
Got a question. How do you remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to how you perform? It's a tough one.
That's so good.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, like, we all want to win, and no one can win every match, and I see that, like, on my team and juniors on the professional tour, and I don't know, I think, like, what I have realized is in tennis is, like, it's not gonna be forever, like,
Mhm.
no matter how long I play the game, like, one day, like, my career is gonna end, and so, like, I can't put my hope in something that's, like, that fragile, because like, when your worth is tied to a sport or anything that, like, rises and falls with performance, you're always gonna feel some sort of disappointment, and, yeah, it definitely has been a struggle feeling like it being everything you are when it's either going well or not going well, but for me, like, how I separate tennis from being something that, like, I do and not being who I am is definitely, like, having a hope outside of that, and, like, that for me is, like, my faith, but it really is just, like, it's the place that I found, like, the most, like,
Peace.
peace and freedom and,
Yeah.
like, hope. Yes, and knowing that, like, yeah, I believe that, like, his love isn't based on whether or not I show up today or what I have to bring to the table, and I don't feel like I need to chase this, like, fulfillment in something that's temporary. Obviously, that doesn't, like, make me not want to work as hard, but frees you up to compete from this place of, like, freedom of, like, I've already won, I'm already enough. So, that's what I fall back to when I feel like I'm not performing the way that I want to, and I may be, like, going through it,
Yeah.
but, that is, like, my I feel like unshakable foundation, and I was, like, telling my teammate yesterday of, like, it's honestly not been on the mountaintops when I've felt like God in my life. It's, like, when I'm struggling and when I am not, like, not feeling enough or when I fail, when I mess up, like, he meets me there the most clearly, and that is what gets me through my day every day. Like, that changes everything for me, and that feels like it makes me enough. So that is, like, for me, the biggest difference in mind shift from, like, middle school to now.
I think that is that was an amazing answer. It's way better than mine. It's way better than mine. Yeah, no, it is. I went into baseball truly not really knowing what to expect. Again, small city, nobody. I mean, my dad played professional football. We had no clue about baseball, but a lot of my happiness and joy was tied to that I have a good game.
Mhm.
That was given to me by the organization one year because they started talking to me about trying to reach stats versus I was always just playing to beat the pitcher or help the team win and truly just to have fun.
Mhm.
And I didn't take
Mhm.
baseball that seriously. I was just good at it. And that was the coolest thing about it. I didn't take it that seriously. I just wanted to play for a long time. And I didn't know you said that it's not, it's not going to last forever. I never looked at it that way until I got older and I was like, dang, I can't play forever. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'll just keep playing until I can't play anymore.
Mhm.
And I had a coach come to me one day and he was just like, his name was Al LaBeouf. And I had a few injuries at the time. I already had 2 surgeries. And I was having an okay season, but he could tell that I was playing for the wrong reasons. And he was like, what are you doing? And he goes, I go, man, I'm like, just I gotta get a hit. I'm trying to lessen my strikeouts and all these things. And
Mhm.
it's been a struggle. And he goes, Cory, when you first started playing baseball, you got drafted at 17, right? I said, yeah. He goes, why did you play? He goes, I just wanted to hit homers, bro. He's like, I go, then go back to that. I go, what do you mean? He goes, just go back to, he goes, dance with the one that brought you. I tell this story all the time. He goes, dance with the one that brought you. I said, he goes, the more you worry about these negative things, the more they're going to happen. He goes, you're having a decent season, but he goes, you're not playing the way you want to play. He goes, you're not going to be able to play forever. He goes, so the more you keep worrying about things that really don't matter, he goes, the more they're going to happen. They're going to matter too much. And from that
Mhm.
point on, I literally just went out there and played baseball for fun. I mean, obviously, I wanted to make money; it was my job. But then my
Mhm.
perspective on life changed. Like the things I thought were important, I was like, okay, well, I have kids. I was divorced at the
Mhm.
time. I'm like, I want to have a family. So to me, and
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you this question. So prepare. Like I'm going to ask you what success is to you. I'm going to ask you later. But what success is to me and was to me at that time was something different. And so, you
Yeah.
know, I didn't attach success as me, but my happiness came from I had to get a hit or I had to have a good game,
Mhm.
and it's miserable.
Mhm.
And I see that a lot now, especially in the youth games, right, the youth level, where every kid, every parent's ego is attached to how good their kid does, and it's
Mhm.
kind of sad.
Mhm.
Actually, it's very toxic.
They go through their kids.
It's and you tennis players got some crazy parents.
My word, yes. Some of the worst probably.
To a tennis
Yeah.
match one year, one of my good friends, he coaches tennis. Hey, Theron, if you're watching, and he coached a guy named Tennis Sangren. And he played, I think it was in Wimbledon
Wait,
one
yeah.
year.
Yes. Yes, I
He's
think
he's
so.
done well for himself. But we went.
Mhm.
I didn't know how tennis worked at the time. I went to one of these like fundraiser parties where you go there and you watch video and people help fund your career when you first start, basically. But I remember going to a match one time and it was obviously multiple courts. I'm just kind of walking around and like parents were over the top. Parents were
Some of their
over the
kids.
top. I thought baseball parents were bad. Tennis parents are it.
Yeah.
They're winning by a long shot.
Like, yeah, they're like, "Why are you hitting to the middle of the court?" And you're like, "Do you think I was trying to hit
I'm
it
not
back to
trying to
my
do that,
board
I promise.
this time? Do you think I'm trying?" No, I love my parents. I think comparatively, they've done, like, such a good job,
Yeah.
but it's still yeah, it's stressful. Your heart rate goes up. I mean, I get stressed out watching my sister, so I have to yeah.
Yeah, I
But
did. Uh-huh.
I also to go back to what you were saying, I also think it's so helpful to just, like, if you lose a match and feel like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm a failure," of, like, when I'm 40 and I have kids, am I really gonna care this much about this match? Maybe if it's Wimbledon, but
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, in, like, the grand scheme of things, like, that's not who like, what defines you. I don't know.
I think sometimes it's just kinda you win some, you learn some, man. Like, there's so much I can take from the sports that I played now and apply it to everyday life. Like, I had some college kids that are back in town, and a couple of them are playing pro ball now, and the one thing I do a thing on Instagram called 5 Minutes or Less, and, it's just topics throughout life that I see and questions I get asked from parents and people in my DMs and things like that. But when I was coaching these kids, we'd have a thing called 5 minutes with Cory. And so like I'd give them 5 minutes to ask me whatever they wanted to ask. It didn't matter. And I get some crazy questions, but like all the things that I had dealt with on the field, off the field, helped a lot of these kids. So for me, a lot of my transparency of going from 17 to age 34, I'm still 21, 34 when I retired, um, you know, has it's given me an opportunity to have comfortable conversations for me, but uncomfortable for some other people to help other people. Because I don't want a lot of you guys to go through some of the traps that I've seen and indirectly or directly, and the world's not nice. And so the goods and the bads I can share, unbiasedly to help some of these guys, because I don't think a lot of these schools or organizations, like high schools or organizations and travel ball teams, they're not preparing a lot of us and a lot of you guys for what's it going to be like to go to college, what's going to be like to be by yourself, what's going to be like to go out in the world, and
Yeah.
some guys are finding out the hard way.
Yeah. And that's so cool that, like, your career ended, but, like, your legacy to, like, help other people, like, didn't.
It's like I fail so somebody else can succeed. Say what?
Said I was talking in past tense, it hasn't, like, you're still making an impact, yeah.
I'm 21.
I know, you've
I'm
got a lot
21.
to
They all know I'm 21. Yeah, I mean, I do. I wish, and me and Trevor are working on it, but like, I like baseball. It is not, I don't think it's ever been my passion. I like enjoy playing. Like, since I retired, I like baseball, but I really and truly have more of a passion because I know where my brain was at a young age. I know the things that I grew up around that I'm like, that's not it. And I think I learned so much more about life after traveling over to other countries. Like we talked about going to Korea and stuff like that. Like that, I'm like, when I went to other countries, I'm like, man, nothing that I know is for real. So my passion now, more or less, is really almost being a servant or helping other people. I complain about it sometimes, but I enjoy helping other people. And I enjoy having those conversations. I get a lot of conversations for people, especially that I played with and against, that had way better careers than I had. But and again, you know this as well as anybody else. Sometimes people's lives aren't as cracked up as they look like. And people are sometimes the most happy people sometimes are going through the worst stuff. And some of the conversations that I do get to have with people, just directly or indirectly, that one conversation can do wonders for that person that you don't even know. Just by some transparency or being able to maybe even, I hate the word humble, but maybe even to bring yourself down a little bit and just be real with somebody.
Mhm, mhm. And that might be, like, more fulfilling than some baseball things that you had. I don't know. Just yeah.
I don't want to hit a homer anymore. Like, I really don't. Like, you couldn't get me out in the field to hit a homer. I don't even take batting practice anymore. I'd rather golf. I want to learn tennis. I'm gonna, if you come to Waco, I'm going.
You're in North Carolina.
I'll come
You
out
come out.
there. I'll come out there. So my girlfriend, used to play tennis, like not
Wow.
professionally, but she would go out there. That was her exercise. And we've been talking about doing it. So I might,
Yeah. Well, oh, yes, you can join
I'll bring my bird and I'll play tennis.
on the skateboard,
I'm sure I'm sending that video to you. Don't worry. It's
please.
awesome. I can't distinguish him between him and Tony Hawk. I have no clue. He's really good. But I do want to learn how to play tennis a little bit. I want to kind of figure it out. But it is more fulfilling to me in my. I know what it's like not to have mentors. I know I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I know what it's like to have. I know what it's like to lose a lot of money by not making the right choices or doing something for somebody else that wouldn't do it for you. All these things, man. I like to pass that down. And what did Trevor do with that question we had? It was just up there. I just saw it. I don't know. Oh, there it is. What did you use to believe about yourself that you don't believe anymore? What did you used to believe about yourself that you don't believe anymore? Gosh, that's good.
That's a good question.
Damn, I got to think about that myself.
Yeah, I would probably say, like, when I committed, I felt like there was suddenly a target on my back of, like, "Oh, like, you're going to Carolina," and there are certainly people that had the same or a similar ranking that didn't have that opportunity, and so it was, yeah, very much like, do I deserve this? Like,
Yeah.
do I deserve to get to go and play under, I think, like, some of the best coaches in the country, and, yeah, it just I don't know, I talked to Trevor so much about it in high school of just, yeah, being so confident and Well, I wasn't not worrying about all these other opinions of like, are you enough? Are you not? But that is something that I used to feel like I believed about myself. And then coming back to like, wait, no, this is what I'm choosing to believe. Um, Actually, I'm here in place for a reason. And somehow, I don't know, like by the grace of God that I'm able to get this opportunity and maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe people are right that I don't deserve it. But um like I've put in the work and yeah, dreamed and um yeah, it's just cool to be on the other side. But
I think that's kind of normal, unless like I've
like imposter syndrome.
that's what I was gonna say because Trevor said so. Trevor says I have that. Well, I don't have it anymore, Trevor. But Trevor says I had that because I had to wake up one day and tell myself, man, they're really good at baseball because and I say this, I said it a few minutes, I hate the word humble by definition. I understand what people are saying when they say it. The definition of it I hate because it's like putting yourself less than other things. And so I've been
Mm,
around some really good players and very successful people, and they know what they're good at and they're good at it. They also know that there's other people that might be better, and there's someone that's also working just as hard, maybe even harder.
mm,
And so I was kind of the same way. It was almost like I didn't want somebody to find out that maybe I'm not as good as I think I am or I'm supposed to be. And, people are watching me and I might, if I don't do the right thing, I'm going to get released and fired and all these types of things. And years and years went on. I'm like, man, I'm still here. And then I went to another country one time and I started being around guys that played for a longer time and just kind of started getting my mental game right. And they were just like, hey, you got to think you're good, man. And I'm like, what do you
yeah.
mean? They're like, you've been playing. You're a good player. It doesn't mean that you can't think you're good. It's just understand, again, self-realization that there's guys in this country over here that are still playing. There's guys trying to take your spot. And I'm like, and so when I kind of changed that mindset of like, I am a guy, like I walk into the bat, like I'm better than you, or I'm going to beat you, or whatever that positive self-talk that I had versus what I used to not have. That's what I
Mm,
kind of had to change about what I believed about myself. And it was like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm actually really good. And I just got to make sure I keep doing what I'm doing to back that up.
Yes. Like your brain believes what you tell it.
Man,
And it's if
your
you're
brain,
like, "A person is incredible, I'm not gonna be that." It's like, "No, yeah, you are." I don't know. Which
tell,
I
tell my hitters all the time, like when they're doing practice swings and things like that, I go, your brain does not know what's real and what's fake. It just processes information. So if you take a bad practice swing, that's what you're telling your brain to do. Versus if you cognitively take a good practice swing or whatever you think. So if you're walking around saying you suck, you suck, you suck,
yes. You
you're
suck. You might
it believes it. And so like, and I know Trevor's talked to you about like, how you can build confidence and all these things and change, the chemistry of your body. And that stuff is real, but that's kind of how it works. I mean, words are vibrational. That's why like this plant right here that I have, this is my baby. Her name is Irene.
you keep plants alive.
I like plants. I told you I'm outdoors. Yeah. So I can't, well, I have like 3 ivies and some
I left my Christmas tree in my apartment, I think it's dying.
is dead. Yeah, it's over. Get you some snake plants. Get snake plants. They live through everything. Snake plants and aloe vera, they live through everything. And ivies do too. But just like if you talk to plants, they've done those studies where if you talk to plants negatively, they die. And so like your body works off of those frequencies and all these types of things, and the God frequency and your faith and all these things. And so like it's as simple as for me as getting some of these younger kids to just change the way that they talk to themselves while they're hitting. It could be just line drive the center field versus I don't want to strike out, because your brain hears
Yeah,
that. And so it doesn't know that, but your brain is very powerful if you have no clue what you're doing with it.
yeah, yeah. Um, Trevor told me something oh, wait, there's a question.
Question from chat earlier. 15-year-old athlete asking Cory, haven't bought this girl a Christmas gift yet. Should I break up with her? She hasn't responded to my text in 3 days. Hey, bro, it's over, man. She did you a favor, bro. Just save your money. Go buy yourself a pair of shoes or something nice. I guarantee you in 24 hours, man, you'll find something just as awesome. Plus you're 15, bro. It's okay. It was just your turn. You won. You won the game. That's hilarious, though. See what I'm saying? Whoever this kid is, send me a DM on Instagram. Say what?
I said I should start coming to you for relationship advice.
I'll be honest. I don't abide by the bro code. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, guys are so great because we're not, and girls are so great because they're not. But I do not abide by the bro code. I will shoot you straight. And my daughter, we have that relationship. I would say she comes to me with her problems about guys and stuff, and more times than not, I can't say she's right or wrong, but I have to give her both perspectives. And I'm like, well, you can't have another friend over here and he's here too. It doesn't work that way. Or, hey, guys kind of like, I'm like, guys I have to tell them, like, we're problem solvers. Like, so when you have a problem, we don't really want to keep hearing about it over and over. We're going to figure out how to solve this so we can go that way. Because I want to go get something to eat, right? Like, I want to go get some tacos or something. I don't want to keep talking about what happened last week when I just solved the problem. You just don't want to listen. No, I don't. You're right. I don't. I want to fix it and go. Like, I don't want you to have that problem. I don't want you to have it. I don't want you to keep doing that. Because then if you have it still, I have it,
It's so funny.
Yeah, whoever that kid is, man, send me a DM, Instagram, ASAP. We'll iron this out. You should have you should break up with her before what's that called? Valentine's Day anyway, man. Save your money, bro, and then get back with her the next day. It's terrible advice. This is what I was going to ask you, though. When your career eventually ends, what mental skills do you think matter most in life beyond sports? Perseverance. Perseverance. The one thing I think we all do in sports is we push through hard times, and sometimes in life we won't do it. Because maybe we don't truthfully see the end goal of it, and we're just going through life. But I think that we all, as athletes, have the advantage over a lot of people because if you're going for a job interview, you've been competing for your whole life. So you understand that, even when it comes with relationships and things like that. But perseverance, positive self-talk, visualization. You a big visualization person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was going to say, like journaling, like for sports a lot, if I like journal a fear and then like replace it with the truth. But what I would say is like, I should take that stop playing tennis of just like, oh, like this is the fear I believe about myself. Replacing like the lies with truth, I think is really important.
I like visualization. I learned that late because I found that I talked to guys that I'd say were older than me and played for a long time, that I would always hear them say that they want to remember the best swing that they took or the best pitch that they threw. And so I always have in my mind, I keep it on my phone somewhere, but the best swing that I think that I've ever taken in my life. And I can remember how I felt, everything. And I feel like I can duplicate it, but I know what the feeling is. And if I can rechannel that feeling, it kind of gives me a positive thought. But that visualization of visualizing before I get to that at bat, taking that deep breath. I know, see some of you guys get there before you take serves and things. You guys I know Trevor talks about breathing and control and stuff like that, but all those things I think are super important. And I know if you're talking with Trevor, I know you visualize things, but I think just being able to kind of see the result that you want.
Yes. Like even I played a tournament this past week and my coach was there and I played a good point and he just like from the back fence was like, visualize that. Because the first didn't go well. We started the second set and the first game, I played the point that I wanted to play and he was like, keep visualizing that. Like, that's how you want to play. And I feel like it helps more than you think it would. Like, oh, like it wouldn't, and it does. So
yeah, I just kind of equate that all just still like just manifestation and things like that. Like if you are a person that is a Christian or a Bible reader and things, like even the book, it talks about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And it's not, most people's, I know my life changed a lot by changing the way that I think, the things that I believed and the ideologies that I used to follow and the people I used to listen to, that I'm like, I stopped listening to people that I'm like, you're doing the same thing since for 40 years, nothing's changed. And I thought that those ideologies were true. And I'm like, I had to disassociate myself with those things. Love the people. It is what it is. But I had to change my mentality to get certain things that I wanted to change. And so when I did that, a lot of things started to change. And I haven't had a bad life by any means, but just things that I thought were more important.
What's the next one?
Well, here's another one. Oh,
that's so funny.
At what point in the competition did you realize, oh, wow, I'm being way too dramatic right now?
You're an embarrassment for yourself.
That's all you right there. I don't have that one.
That's funny.
You've
I feel
been
like I'm chill normally on the court, but
you're pretty chill out there.
yeah, but I will say when I've come back from injuries is when I feel like I'm gonna blow up inside, and I'm sure people can see a little bit of that. So yeah, that's when I'm like, "Oh, wow, I need to get it together because this is affecting my game right now. My mental is bad."
Are you pretty quiet when you like? I'm not a rah rah guy. No, I'm not really good with. I'm better now, but I know when I played, I wasn't really good, but with showing emotion.
I like when I was little, I didn't show a ton, and then as I started, yeah, to get into high school, I definitely would say, "Come on," or "Let's go," and pump myself up. And then, in college, I've gotten a lot like, I'm always pretty positive, but I'm not, like, screaming in my opponent's face. And then, since being in college, like, we talk a lot about, like, energy and, whether that's, like, through pumping your teammates up or
Hmm.
pumping yourself up. Like, if I'll lose a point, I'll say, like, "Go Heels," even if I lost the point to take it back on, like,
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
rest of my so I've gotten a lot louder in college, but it's not to, like, show, I guess, me, it's more to, yeah, bring the energy up for the rest of my teammates.
How do you deal?
And it still helps me,
Who
so
does?
I said I was gonna say for my teammates, but again, like, if you're upbeat and positive, like, I feel like that also helps you play better, so but it depends on the
It's
person.
definitely a lot of yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely hope you get the chance to play some pro tennis or something. I really do. It's definitely different. I think
Mhm.
being like I said, my friend that played professional tennis, I know that it was a little lonelier road for him. We talked a lot when he played. I was playing baseball myself, so it was kind of tough. But I was fortunate to have a guy named Adam Heather when I like late in my career that he was kind of my accountability partner who like if I would come in negative, I'm pretty much like if I don't like something, I'll let you know. But I walked into my locker one day and I was like, man, it's hot out here, man. Something's happened. It was just negative. He sat there for like 2 minutes, looked at me. He goes, Corey, go outside. Like, wait, what? He's like, I'm not dealing with this thing. Just go outside and come back in and try it again. And I'm not a small guy, all right? So, like, you can't, I'm sitting down here, but I'm probably about 240 pounds. And I'm not a fat 240 pounds. At that time, I was a big guy. And so, like, and Adam's not a big guy. And so I had to look at him and be like, all right, like, do I beat this dude up or like, what do I do here? And I'm like, okay, well, he's right. I'm being super negative. It's my boy. So I went outside and I came back in. I'm like, hey, Adam, how's it going? He's like, oh, hey, Corey, how's it going? And everything was good. He's like, let's go to the cage and hit. But I'm like, he was that guy. Like I've seen that guy go through like damn near a divorce and all types of stuff. And I'm also really good about acting. I don't act like how I feel, but that guy, but he was the best teammate
Mm,
because he kept everybody positive, regardless of what was
yes.
going on. Like he always had something smooth and crazy to say that was funny, but he stayed super positive. Huh?
Yeah. A line we sometimes use in practice is, like, "Fake it until you make it."
I used it this
Um,
weekend. I
sorry?
used it this weekend.
It's so stressful. It's like if you come we only have 9 people on our team, and so if you come, like, negative, like, my coach is like, if you're gonna be like obviously, like, we're human, like, we
Yeah.
deal with it every day, but if it's too much, just kind of, like, erase it from how hard you work or, like, the energy you bring, then maybe you shouldn't show up to
Yeah.
practice, which I feel like is helpful to be like, "Okay, like, this is the standard," so
Well, sometimes you do have to be a little delusional or I don't like, I mean, fake the way you fake it till you make it. Yeah, there we go. It's true and not true, but like you do have to do that. I hate to say, like, I know that I've been in the locker room where this guy hasn't had a hit in 2 weeks and he's like, yeah, I'm really, really good. And I'm like, you don't even believe that shit, right? I know you don't, but you kind of do have to do that because in order for you to confidence a lot of times comes from what you used to do. And so we have to kind of get that confidence back from kind of realizing what we have done in this space that we're in. And so
mhm.
like I did do this. We played a golf tournament and I haven't played golf in a while. And I did like a video of before the golf tournament. I put it on Instagram or whatever. I'm like, guys, I'm about to go out here and fake it. And I promise you I'm going to make it. And I did. I went out there and dominated. I did really well. I played good golf. I was pretty positive and but you have to do that sometimes because you have to change that. You have to somehow change that negative thought and self talk because your brain can focus on that negative way too easy.
Mhm. 1000%.
What does your face look like when you're trying to look calm, but you're absolutely not? 13-year-old paraphrase question. What does your face look like when you're trying to look calm, but you're actually not? Like this? Because I'm not calm. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's faking it till you make it.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what, I don't know. Like hers is probably different than mine. She has to go back and forth with like tennis balls, and she's a lot more tired than I am.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I don't know how tennis. I've watched you guys play 4-hour matches.
My word, yeah. It just
Right?
keeps going. This is so hard because it's always resetting. Like, you could have won the first set and then it's 0-0 again.
Yes, it's. I'm telling you, I have a lot of respect for tennis. Like I grew up. I mean, so I was talking to Azariah
Mhm.
Rusher the other day, and that was what I was telling him. I was like, I grew up watching like the Agassiz and all these guys because at one point, like in the 80s and 90s, like tennis was like all the world because everybody was getting their own shoes and stuff, and Andre Agassi had the neon bands and all these types of things. So I watched a lot of tennis. And I love the sport. It's not shown enough on TV until it's like a big tournament. Yeah,
Yes.
so it kind of that's what sucks about it. Like,
Yeah.
baseball, basketball, football overshadows a lot of sports, but I do enjoy watching it. I like Nick Kyrgios. I like all these guys that play. Big fan because he's crazy. But
Yeah,
I
he's
love watching him. He's an entertainer.
I said really entertaining. Do you like Ben Shelton? Have you seen
I don't
him
know
play?
him. I will look him up.
Okay. You would like him.
Is he
But he
is he animated?
college. Oh, yes, because he played college tennis, and so he brings, like, so much
A lot of
fire.
energy.
Yes, he's very good.
My favorite guy to watch because you never know what's going to happen. I've never seen him win anything. Monfils. Monfils.
Yes,
Like, you just
yes.
never know he's going. I've never seen him win anything, and he's definitely good. But just
He's so talented. It's like, ugh,
yes,
yes.
that's the thing. It's like he don't even care. He's
Mhm.
so talented. He's like, I don't even care if I win, but I'm gonna put on a show, and he does.
Insane shots out, yeah.
Yeah, but and then you have like who was Azariah talking about? The top guy. I can't even think of his name right.
Alcaraz, Sinner,
Crap, the dude he refused to do like the vaccination stuff, and
Djokovic.
yes, that guy. I can't think. Oh, yeah, I love that because he'll just be beating you. He's just like, yeah, it's like no. There's no like vibrato. Every now and again you'll see him like get pumped up, but for the most part he's like just beating the crap out of people and like, all right, man, this is it for me.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not a huge Djokovic fan because I feel like he always is trying to be like Federer and is upset that the crowd doesn't love him as much. But I do have a lot more respect for him now than I did like a couple years ago. But I'm a big Nadal, yeah,
Yeah, I like
Federer.
Nadal, but he's a foreigner. He's super passionate, man.
Yeah, he
So
is.
you haven't played overseas yet?
No, I have not. Just like England.
I'm anxious. So like the when I and I hope you get to see it. I really do because it's a different crowd to play for. Like other countries respect your game a lot more than, and I hate to hate on the United States, but I have to. But they respect your game a lot more than they do here because they're really just there to see two people compete and like congratulate you guys. It's a lot
Mm.
more passionate. Like I've been to multiple countries, but like just using Korea for example because that's my favorite. But like I had just as many fans on the other team that I had on my team, even when I wasn't playing well, or when I got hurt. But like people just really came to watch a good game. Mexico, they come to watch a good game. Venezuela, they come to watch a good game. And again, Azariah, we talked about this off camera, but like same thing. It's like he was just like because he's played a lot of different places, but same thing. It's a different atmosphere than here. Like we have some rowdy fans and it's fun, but the passion in other countries is way different and I really hope you get to see it.
Yeah, yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, and even I've been to like the French Open and just like the crowds. I mean, US Open crowds are awesome, but that's so rowdy. It's just different. It's so rowdy. Hopefully, I can see Wimbledon.
What's in your bucket list?
Definitely Wimbledon. Yeah, some of my teammates have played all four Grand Slams. Yes, but definitely Wimbledon. Australian Open would be really cool. I've never been to Australia, so
My brother went. He loved it.
he did. Okay,
I've
it's been a
heard.
long.
I want to go. I'm supposed to go. I should have went already. I want to go to Alaska.
Oh, we were about to take our spring break trip to Alaska. Random. Maybe, but seniors get to pick where they can go for our spring break, so we go as a team. Our senior Reese was like, "I wanna go to Alaska," but then we're, like, in season, and I don't know where we're gonna find tennis courts. So we're going to Puerto Rico instead, which
That's
is really different.
way different.
I wanted to go to Alaska, like, what?
Yeah, I like bears, and I'm gonna get a bear to ride a skateboard. So I got to get no, but I do. I like bears. I want to go to my friend of mine lives in Alaska. So if you guys do go, I'll definitely set you guys up with this guy. He'll make sure you have the best trip ever. But it's I want to go there. I want to go to Wimbledon, and I want to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, that's so cool. Yes.
I want to. That's kind of. I don't have many bucket lists, and I want to hug a bear. That's really it.
If you come to Asheville, you would see a lot of bears.
Oh, y'all do have a lot of bears there. I forgot about that.
A couple months ago, we have, like, a sliding door that's glass, and my mom was reading in my living room, and a bear just, like, walked up and looked through the glass.
They're so curious. They're so
It just scared her. She was like, "Whoa."
they're so
Yeah.
yeah. My stepdad's family's from like a lot of them from your area, like in that area, like in the North Carolinas and stuff, and Virginia. And so like we used to go there as a little kid and go to they live way out in the country, man. And like you'll walk outside the backyard, there'll be bear and just big old deer just sitting there looking at you like you're crazy. Don't do anything.
So cute.
Yeah, yeah. But that's my ultimate bucket list is I want to hug a bear. I may not make it. I'm just look. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I say this every week at some point, but I do. I want to hug a bear.
That would be pretty, yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
last question for you though.
Okay.
What is success to you?
I feel like definitely the journey. Like, I
Oh,
know that's so cliche, but, if I've rated, like, my whole tennis on the success, then I would probably be looking at my career as, like, not that successful, but it's been, yeah, in the ups and downs that I feel like it's grown my character so much and, like, who I am today, if, like, I hadn't gone through, whether it was the injuries or the losses or the pain or all of the things, the waking up at 6 AM, I feel like that is what I define success as with tennis, and then I do think it's, like, the relationships you create, and the people that you impact, like, are you able to have, like, a lasting or eternal impact on someone's life, and, like, that is where, like, purpose, like, outlasts you when you die, you know, like, your results don't, but, like, what you how you impact people later does.
you sure you're not old?
I'm not that old.
No, hey, look, we talked about it earlier, but like, give some therapeutic answers. Told you.
It's 'cause I'm not mentored and I'm just like, yeah,
No, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, like it is like I asked that question a lot, and I can look back again from a 17-year-old kid to now, and my ideas of success have changed. But like, I did enjoy the journey, the goods and the bads. Like, sometimes there was things in the moment that I hated, but I say that a lot of things that did happen that were negative ended up
Mhm.
being a major positive, or maybe dwarfed me from going somewhere that I didn't need to go or do some things like that. Like a lot of my injuries, I would say I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at that age to be given a bunch of money and saying here
Mm,
at
mhm.
some point in my life. Like I did well for myself at points and stuff, but like I feel like my first injury was like, you know what, Cory, it might not be a good idea. Like
Mm,
you're making good money now. You can deal with that, but like it might not be a great idea right now because the headspace that you're in. And I wasn't a bad guy. I was just very, very, very naive at the world how the world worked. I like girls, and I had a lot of fun, and I could see myself maybe being in situations that may not have fared well for me, and because of
mhm,
just being naive, not necessarily me doing anything wrong, but just being naive. And
mhm,
as I've gotten older and the goals changed and things like that, like I do look back now and think about the journey and all the things that I've seen and the people that I've met. And the one thing you said was the relationships that you make, because I have a lot of really good relationships with people that I know would still help me, people that give
mhm,
me a bunch of free stuff, discounts. So those are cool, like cheaper life. But it is about the journey sometimes, because that same journey that you had when you're talking about having your family and things like that, that's the
mhm,
transparency you can still pass back down.
mhm.
So everybody's winning somehow.
Right. That's so good.
So when you come to Waco and you come play, you give me a heads up, and I'm gonna do my best. Me and Trev, and hopefully my girlfriend, she'll come.
That's so
Yeah, she's actually very nice. She's okay.
I'm sure. I hope so.
She doesn't suck.
You're dating.
It's like,
Well, I don't know.
I did not break up with her before Valentine's Day.
Oh
So
my
I
goodness.
powered all the way through Valentine's Day. I'm gonna stay through Christmas, and so everything so far so good. But
So do you have a gift for Christmas?
damn, she's probably watching right now. She's hard to buy for. So one day when I
Doesn't need anything.
huh
She say, I don't need anything.
yeah, I always get her
Yep.
something, but like the one thing that I would say, this is gonna make people think I'm sorry as hell. But the one thing I did the best was I wrote her this letter, right? And I'm trying to think how I did. I wrote her a letter, and then I made something where I cut it all into hearts and had little words to it. She had to put the words together to spell out the sentence. I can't remember what the sentence was. Yeah, that's what she looked like right there. It's exactly what she did. Exactly like that. She opened up, she goes,
The
"Hey,
thought.
I'm over here driving like this, like I'm like, yeah, I'm so smooth right now, not knowing what to do next year. But
Oh my
no,
word. I know how you
she has a lot of cool stuff. So I don't know. I have something I want to get her, but I need to hurry up and get it. I can Amazon it, but she's not.
how long have y'all been dating?
Wow, almost 4 years now. Don't even say it. Don't even say it, because my grandmother called me the other day. She goes, "Are you getting married again?" I go, "Huh?" She goes, "I'm just wondering, man. Something just told me to call and ask you." And in the chat, put a ring on it. Thanks, Trevor. You can't see that. She's like, "You getting married again?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Are you getting married again?" She goes, "Boy, I'm 91 years old. I ain't getting married again." And I said, "I don't know yet." I said, "I haven't kind of thought about it." I said, "But I'm not scared of it. But one of these days, I'd like to get married again." That's what my success is now. Is I want to open the door to my house every day, and somebody's happy to see me, and that's all I need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
so
all I need.
sweet.
Hey,
How many kids do you have?
between the both of us, we got a bunch. So I have
Wow.
3. I have 3, and she has 4. We're old, but so
Mhm. We have 6, so I said I have 5 siblings.
really.
So, yes, but I love the big yeah,
So are you the
family.
oldest?
No, I'm the 5th. I have 4 older brothers, which makes it, like, with guys and being protected, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you making all kinds of good choices. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 other brothers. So there's 6 of us.
Wow, oh my goodness. 6
And I'm
boys.
the oldest.
Wow.
Yes.
Did any of the other ones play baseball?
No, they're all football. So my dad, they were all football players. Oldest son? No, he's not the oldest. Wait, hold up. Oldest brother? No, they don't play baseball. They all play football. Football and
Okay.
basketball.
Okay.
Football and basketball.
Oh.
So yeah, we all I mean, I would my dad, they were big basketball, football guys. Like I said, he loved tennis, but like, yeah, they didn't really care that much about baseball, which I'm glad, to be honest. I think it's just it's a very
Your own.
tough sport that's filled with failure, and that's not for everybody.
Mhm.
Oh well.
Mhm.
So I'll be looking forward to you coming down to play in Waco. I'm gonna come down there. I'm about to sing this video of my bird, so you can see
Yes.
this.
I can't wait to see
Oh
it.
yes, his name is Blue, and I
Blue.
really enjoy talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you play.
Thank you. It's been a privilege to be on here.
Yes, ma'am. And apparently, I'm going to put a ring on it, so we'll figure it out.
Put a ring on
Put a
it.
ring on it. So
Yeah.
therefore, I'll put a ring on it, and I'll say it's because you made me. Well, I think Trevor. What do you tell him? He told me to do something. Trevor, put up the coaching, the Tidical, the scheduling thing for guys that would like. There it is. Many guys are looking for coaching, mental coaching. I'm actually head of parent coaching, and I know some of you guys have reached out to me about mental coaching. Please reach out, guys. Please download the Focus 5 app. 5 minutes of mental coaching a day. You use the app?
Of course.
See, just letting you know. And I got to put a ring on it because I'm using the app too. So it was very nice talking to you, and I will see you soon. I'm definitely going to have you back on again, and we're going to come see you play.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
I will.
I love the conversation.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the night, and I'm going to try to get some rest and put something on my back from golf.
Yes. Merry Christmas too.
Man, it's like
Crazy. I gotta get some presents.
Like my presents are still in the store, so I gotta go to the store.
Yeah, so we can make a trip tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have many to buy for, so that's good. Like my kids are old, so my youngest kid is 22. So yeah, my daughter's 26, and then 22, 23, 26.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
those are
they're all in October,
oh, wow.
right?
I don't know if that makes it easier or harder.
Well, now it's easy because I don't remember things like I used to, but it's easy now. When I was younger, it sucked because you had to buy 3 gifts all back to back to back.
Right.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah,
like,
and they're, like, comparing their gifts because they
yeah,
remember.
hi guys, happy birthday. I'll talk to you next week whenever you whatever. They're all old now, so it doesn't matter now. But yeah, they're all of October, 7th, 22nd, and 31st.
You remember. That's awesome.
Well,
Sweet.
enjoy the rest of your night,
Yeah.
and I'll be hope that Trevor's treating you well. I know he's good at what he does, and so I hope he didn't have to work too hard.
Yes, he's the best. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Miss Mary.
Bye.